Okay, hey. We're making our way out of the rec room, finally, on the path toward, I think we're on the path toward K ending. Sorry, it's been like a day and a half since I last recorded, so... Yeah, we got the Quark ending, and let me double check. Yeah, we got the Quark ending, and we're on our way to the Sigma ending. Sorry, had some issues with sleep last night and spent a good chunk of the day playing through the System Shock demo, which is awesome, by the way, and it's probably going to be a day one first just for me. I forgot how much I love old school level design. I don't miss the almost painful to play mechanics of the original, like the UI, user experience, the UI and controls. But man, yeah. I love me some old 90s level design and sprawling, losing yourself, getting very confused on where you are level design, and some interesting ass mechanics. Love it. System Shock, the demo. Check it out. Pick it up. Love it. Alright. Powered by some eggs, we're going to carry on and get out of the rec room. I found it. Alright, into the Floor B warehouse. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. A warehouse?
Hey, look over there.
Those doors are white.
Shall we have a look then?
We shall. These are chromatic doors too.
They're all the same, though.
Well, this one's locked.
This one won't open either.
No luck here?
Looks like they have the same locking mechanism as the other chromatic doors.
So these will be the next doors to open. We should go let the others know. Alice and I turned to go, but Kay stayed put.
No. I just feel as if I've seen this warehouse before. I don't know. Perhaps I haven't been here. Only somewhere very similar.
You mean the Floor A warehouse?
Perhaps.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
Oh, always.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Someone else must have opened one of the AB gates.
Before we got back?
I imagine they don't care what happens to the rest of us. That would be the most logical explanation.
Yep.
In any event, we should return quickly.
Yeah, let's get it going, guys. Warehouse A.
Sigma?
Where's Tamiyoji's team? Are they not back yet?
Nope. We were the first.
Then wait a little longer before you open the AB gate.
It wasn't us. I tried to stop him, but...
Come on, it's not like when we open the door really affects the matches, right? It's cool.
No, it's not cool.
Your team returned quite early, Dio. Did your investigation go smoothly?
I guess.
Which room did you guys go to?
The treatment center.
Treatment center? How is it different from the infirmary?
There were these pod things. Look, just go see for yourself, alright? I don't feel like explaining it.
You took something from the treatment center, didn't you?
Excuse me.
What are you talking about?
You did. I saw it too. After we opened the safe, you grabbed something out of it and put it in your pocket. Show us what you took.
Get away from me.
Clover shoved her hand in Dio's pocket and began to dig around.
It should be in this one.
Let go.
Before Dio could push her away, Clover found what she was looking for.
I knew it!
An injection gun. The label on the vial says neostigmatine. What's this stuff for?
I don't know, but I feel like I've heard that name before somewhere.
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Hey!
With a desperate lunge, Dio managed to grab the gun back from Clover. Before she had a chance.
Have any of you seen Quark? Anyone? Please!
Quark? Did something happen to him?
We found a pantry on the other side of the red door, but after we left, he just disappeared.
We've looked everywhere, but we can't find him.
Don't you think
Jeez.
you're being a little optimistic there? Come on, that little jerk's probably dead by now. We already found one corpse, right?
What the hell is wrong with you?
How could you? Why would you say such a horrible thing?
Whoa, simmer down there. Just saying it's a possibility.
Well, even if it is, we should all be looking for him.
Yes!
Turned and headed toward the magenta door. The lounge. Quark, are you in here? It's not, damn. Let's try floor B then. Tamiyoji's team took the red door. They probably already searched that area pretty thoroughly. Maybe I'll try the blue door. Blue door. Blue door. The rec room. Where I just was. Quark, where are you? He's not here either. Where the hell did he go?
Ah, Sigma. Any luck?
Nothing. I guess not. For you either.
I see.
How about you? Never mind. If you'd found him, you'd have said something already.
Indeed. I went to the treatment center, as well as the Floor B warehouse, but he was not there.
Let's head back.
Good idea. Perhaps the others have had more luck.
Well, did you find him?
Sorry.
I see.
Are the three of you the only others to have returned?
Yeah, we're it.
I'm guessing you guys didn't have any luck either.
Yeah. No clues or anything.
I don't get it. With this many people looking, it seems like we'd be able to find him pretty fast.
Quark is only a child. It's possible he's become trapped in a small, enclosed space.
Wouldn't we at least be able to hear him calling out for help?
Yeah, you're right.
Quark.
Timioji's shoulders slumped. He looked old, much older than he had when we first met. I could see tears glistening at the corners of his eyes. For just a moment I saw in them all of his pain, fear, and despair, and it felt like someone had put my heart in a vice. Guess they didn't say heart into a blender. Then Dew appeared and the mood suddenly changed. Oh boy.
Hey! You guys, come here! What are you standing around for? They're in the crew quarters! Come on!
Luna.
No.
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
There was a roaring in my ears, breathing, heartbeat, but my footsteps sounded muffled, as if I were hearing them through layers of cotton. I pressed a shaking hand to Alice's neck. Her skin was still warm, but the only pulse I felt was my own. Looking down, it was clear why. Something had been driven into her chest so far that only the hilt was visible. The entire front of her body was covered in blood. No one could survive something like that. I forced myself to swallow the stinging lump in my throat and turned toward Luna. Unlike Alice, at first glance she seemed unharmed. As I reached for her neck to check for a pulse, however, I saw a red mark near her jawline. Nearby on the floor sat an injection gun. I already knew what I would find, but pressed my fingers to her neck and waited. Nothing. They're dead.
God.
What on earth happened here?
That bastard killed them! Whoever it was that killed the old lady in the AB room.
You're saying this mystery person killed Luna and Alice?
Maybe only one of them was supposed to be killed, but the murderer had to kill the other to keep them quiet.
Or perhaps they killed one another. Luna stabbed Alice in the chest, after which Alice attacked her with the injection gun.
That's pretty far-fetched. Look at Alice's clothes. No sign of a struggle. I don't think they fought.
Then were they killed somewhere else and then brought here?
No. If that were the case, there would be much less blood.
I guess that's true.
Whatever the case, we have too few clues to figure it out right now. We'd all separated to look for Quark. Any one of us could have done it.
You mean the killer is one of us?
Do you think there's someone else in here?
Well,
Do you think that Zero Sr. killed these two, as well as the old woman?
Give me a break! How can you just sit around here talking?
No point in making a fuss.
Are you fucking kidding me? One of us is a killer. Can't think of a better reason to make a fuss.
You do realize you're the most likely suspect, don't you?
Excuse me?
You wait until the rest of us have gathered in the warehouse. Then you kill Alice and Luna. You pretended to be the first to find them, and
Are you saying I did this?
I'm just saying it's a possibility. You don't need to get so worked up about it.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
I guess that means Luna's vote will be ally for this round.
Yes, it does. Perhaps that outcome is what the killer was after.
They killed Alice and Luna for that? Who would Luna's opponent be?
Quark and myself.
One person is missing and the others bought the farm. I'd say this old fart's the most suspicious one here.
You want to say that to my face?
Yeah, you killed her so you could get a few more points in the AB game.
Are you an idiot? How do you explain Alice? She's playing against Kay, not me!
Not quite. Even without his partner Alice, Sigma will still be able to cast a vote as he wishes.
Then maybe that's why Luna died. Maybe they meant to kill Sigma, but something went wrong and they...
True. I suppose that is a possibility. But we are engaging in pure speculation here. There is little to no evidence to support any of this.
Well, we should probably head back to the warehouse.
We should take their bracelets with us then.
Huh? Do they really matter anymore?
Without their bracelets, some of us would be unable to open the secondary chromatic doors.
You're pretty calm, pal. Too calm. You did it, didn't you?
A sterling deduction. I await your further insight. He wears a mask, therefore he is guilty, perhaps?
What did you just say? Are you fucking with me?
Knock it off. Is there really any point arguing about this?
Agreed. We aren't getting any younger here.
I apologize. We should return to the warehouse.
Alice.
Come on, Clover, we gotta
No!
go.
I'm not going anywhere. I can't just leave her here.
Clover.
If you don't vote, Dio might get out.
Huh?
He's got 6 BP right now. If you don't vote, you will automatically ally. And I bet my left arm he'll pick Betray. That'd be 3 points, which will put him at 9. Once he's got that, there's nothing stopping him from opening the number 9 door. I'll try and pick Ally, of course. But Dio's not an idiot. He'll try and stop me or get in my way somehow.
Dio will have 9 points?
What are you gonna do, Clover? If you stay here, you might be letting Alice's killer get away.
Fine. I'll do it. There's no way I'm going to let him get 9 points.
Good. Let's go.
Five minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Took a breath and unlocked the AV room. No matter how hard I looked for answers, all I found were more questions. Who had killed Alice and Luna? Where was Quark? I wasn't in any kind of mood to play along with Zara's ridiculous games, but at this point I didn't really have a choice. I heaved a silent sigh and started toward the entrance of my AV room.
Sigma, what would you say to voting Ally? I would reciprocate, of course. You have 5 BP. If we both ally, then you will gain 2 points, leaving you with 7 in total. Should you also cooperate mutually in the following round, you would gain another 2 points, bringing you to 9. Conversely, if you were to choose to betray me during this round, you would gain 3 points, for a total of 8. In other words, you will be unable to reach 9 BP until the round following this one. That being the case, choosing Ally is the most logical choice.
True, but how many points do you have?
Me?
As I recall, you and Clover chose to betray in the first AP game. Means you have 6 BP right now. If you betray and get another 3, you can get all the way to 9 this round.
Ah, yes, that is true. However, escaping as soon as possible is not my goal.
But you picked betray in the first round, didn't you?
That was in the interest of my own safety. As I only had 3 points at the time, the prospect of losing 2 of them was very unsettling. Now that I have 6 BP, I have some room for error.
Why wouldn't you want to get out of here as soon as you possibly could?
Of course I would like to, but attempting to do so would be unwise.
Or the flow of things. Ally. Blue. Betray.
Is it obvious? If I escape on my own, everyone else will be trapped here forever.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Have you forgotten what Zero told us?
The number 9 door only opens once! Once that happens, it's all over! It'll close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you can get stuck.
I trust you remember now?
So if it opens and if someone opens it and escapes
Did
precisely.
you not realize? Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything.
Hey, don't tell me you're planning to leave us all in the lurch and take off by yourself.
I would never do that. Consider the following. If I did manage to get to 9 points before anyone else, do you think the rest of our companions would allow me to leave? Especially knowing that if they did, they would remain here for the rest of their lives?
Well, no, of course we'd stop you.
You see? Working toward leaving as a group is the most logical choice for me.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Our time is nearly up. I trust you will choose wisely.
Yeah, of course. You too.
Seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Here we go.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the... Thank you for your part. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Nice. So you picked Betray.
Leading to a draw, it would seem.
You don't feel bad about it or anything?
I could ask the same of you.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair.
I had thought that you would choose Ally.
If I had, you'd have 9 BP now, wouldn't you? Nice try, but I'm not gonna let you get out of here that easily.
As I told you before, even if I were to reach 9 BP, I would not necessarily leave immediately. I might choose to wait until everyone else had also reached 9 BP.
Yeah, well, I considered that. It didn't seem likely.
You do not trust me. No need to apologize. Trust must be earned in a game like this.
Says the guy who told me to trust him so he could betray me.
Indeed. Clearly, I don't deserve to be trusted.
The honesty is refreshing, but that really is not the brightest move.
So you chose Betray too, huh? If you just picked Ally, I'd have 9 BP right now.
Why on earth would I have done that?
There's no way Clover would have chosen Ally when you had a chance to betray her and get to 9 BP.
Are you an idiot or something?
Bunch of smartasses.
Of course. Luna's bracelet is already off. No risk of a penalty for her now.
That brings Quark's BP up to 9.
Are you worried that he might try and get out?
Well, if he were to do so, the rest of us would be trapped here.
Bet you're all pretty happy he isn't here right now, aren't you?
Whoa, 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 nobody's saying that.
Yeah, maybe you aren't saying it, but I know what you're thinking.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
That means we can play the AB game over and over using these star keys, right?
So it would seem.
All right, well, where do we find them?
Beyond the next set of chromatic doors.
Oh? You found them already?
Yeah, that's right, I forgot to tell you guys. Take a look at the map. There are 3 white doors in floor B warehouse.
White doors, huh? Maybe that's where Quark went. The warehouse on floor B, you said?
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to get through them until they open. Still got more than 80 minutes until that happens.
Damn.
We will need to form groups of colors that can make white.
Time we had a look at all our colors then.
Yeah, looks like they've been shuffled around again. Looks like I'm a blue solo.
I'm a magenta. Pear.
As am I.
You and me, huh? Better than Dio, I guess.
You say something?
What color are you?
I'm a green solo.
Oh boy.
What's with the psi?
Forget about it.
What about you two?
Cyan, pear.
I'm a cyan pair too.
Alice and Luna's bracelets have changed as well. Both of them are yellow pairs.
And what color is Quark?
He's a red solo. In order to open the white doors, you'd normally need, say, red, blue, and green.
But solos can't group together, right?
That's why the pairs are magenta, yellow, and cyan. Magenta is a mix of red and blue. Yellow is a mix of red and green. Cyan is a mix of blue and green. So if you combine magenta with green, you get white. And so on.
I see.
Okay then. We just need to get to the floor B warehouse when the doors open, right? I'll be taking off then.
Where do you think you're going?
Anywhere that isn't here. Hanging out with a murderer doesn't sound like a good time to me.
The guy who insists on splitting up is usually the first to bite it.
What?
Well, then again, loners often turn out to be killers.
Just what are you getting at, old man? You think I kill him?
Well, maybe, maybe not. But you're pretty damn suspicious.
You trying to start something, you wrinkle old piece of...
Hey, knock it off. We don't actually know one of us is the killer, do we?
We have no evidence of that, no. But we do know that Zero Senior is one of us. And there is an excellent chance that Zero Senior and the killer are one and the same.
Then why did he kill Alice and Luna now? If Zero Senior wanted any of us dead, he could have done it way before this. While we were, I don't know, unconscious, for instance. What's the point in setting this whole game just to kill off 2 of your participants halfway through?
Wait, then are you saying there's another person in here somewhere?
It's possible. I think it might be a good idea for us to all look for the killer.
Well, we gain nothing by standing around here.
Yeah. I've got to find Quark, and soon.
If we're going to search, we should go in pairs this time.
How are we going to pair up then?
I'm not going with Kay. If he decides he feels like snapping me in half, there's not a whole hell of a lot I can do about it.
I'll go with anyone besides Dio.
I don't want to go with Dio either.
Fine. He's hardly my first choice, but I'll take Dio.
What the hell?
Just figured that this way we don't have to make this into a huge argument. Besides, I'm gonna be stuck with you once we go through the chromatic doors anyway. No reason to put it off.
I will go with Sigma. Would you prefer someone else?
No, I guess you're okay.
That leaves me and Clover as a pair then.
Yep.
We'll take the cyan door on floor A and the blue door on floor B.
All right, Clover and I'll take the magenta door and the red door.
Leaves us with the yellow and green doors then. Once we're all done, let's meet in the floor B warehouse, alright?
Got it.
See you later then.
There's no one in the infirmary. No Quark and no killer, at least as far as I can see.
Well, there is someone here. Technically, at least. The old woman.
Oh yeah. She was still laying silently on the bed furthest away from us. If it weren't for the bloodstains on her chest and arm, her peaceful expression would have fooled most people into thinking she was just asleep. The blood had dried and darkened and now looked like any other stain. That was when I noticed it. Huh? Wait a minute. Look at her wrist.
It seems remarkably clean.
Yeah, for some reason there's no blood on this part. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. Alright. There's no blood on this part.
Maybe she had something on her wrist. A watch, perhaps. Yes, it was likely removed after she was killed. That would account for the lack of blood splatter on her wrist.
A watch, huh? I don't know. It just looks like it was kind of wide for a watch. Our women's watch is usually thinner.
That is a good point. Perhaps it was some kind of jewelry?
Jewelry? You mean like a bracelet or? Of course. Why didn't I see it sooner? This is the same size and shape as our bracelets.
Then that would mean...
She was wearing a bracelet when she was killed. She was a participant just like us.
Are you sure? This old woman, a player in the Nonary game.
Something wrong?
Oh, no. Nothing. If you're correct, then where did the thief hide the stolen bracelet? We were quite thorough during our earlier search, but I know that I saw nothing, and none of the others reported finding a bracelet either.
And that means they've been holding on to it this whole time. They probably still have it.
That would seem likely.
If they'd been carrying it around, the sensors in the chromatic doors would have picked it up. Without the right combination of bracelets, the secondary door would never have opened.
So our suspect is not only a killer and a thief, but a skilled imposter as well.
What are you saying?
After killing the old woman, they put on her bracelet. In fact, it is entirely possible they are wearing it still. Yes, that would make sense.
So the killer's running around with an old woman's bracelet.
Yes.
And you're telling me they're probably wearing it?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. told us? Something about how the bracelet will come off if the wearer's heart stops. I don't recall the exact words. But in any event, once the old woman had died, her bracelet would have detached, allowing the killer to easily collect it. So that they could participate in the Nonary game, I imagine. I suspect the killer was someone who was not originally intended to be a participant. For whatever reason, however, they were willing to go to great lengths to ensure that they were. To that end, they killed the old woman, who was one of the original participants, and took her place.
But why would someone do that?
That? I have no idea. Certainly they must have a goal of some sort. You would have to be mad to choose to come here. But as to what that goal is, and how the killer intends to achieve it, I'm afraid I do not have even speculation.
That's
Did you
interesting.
notice something?
Well, there's blood all over the old lady's arm. Except for right here. Since that's where the bracelet was. And the bracelet, the killer still should have blood on it.
Right.
But none of us is wearing a bloody bracelet.
Sigma, please tell me you're kidding. The killer would have, of course, wiped the blood off. Only a fool would walk around with a bracelet covered in blood.
So you're saying they cleaned it?
Yes. Have you discovered something?
I know how I can identify the killer.
Oh?
We just need some of that luminol. It doesn't matter how well they cleaned it, there should be some traces of blood left.
Aha, I see. That could very well work. We should have everyone gather in the rec room then. That is where the luminol was, I believe.
Of course, we need to finish looking for work. So. We still got the infirmary and everything beyond the green door. Once we've done that, then we can head back to floor B and meet up with everyone else.
Understood. Shall we go then?
Three doors here too.
The same as what we found on the other side of the building.
Looks like two of them are already unlocked.
So it does. The center and rightmost doors both say open. Perhaps the layout here is different.
Whatever. Let's take the door on the right first. Let's see what fresh horrors are await us in here. Oh, hey, I don't know this room. At least not from this playthrough. It's the one with the robot in it.
That looks like a workbench of some sort.
Maybe, but what sort of work? Well, we're here to find Quark, not look at a workbench. You go check out the far end, alright? Nothing. He's not here either. Hey Kay, how's it going over there? Okay, can you hear me? Kyo's bent over with his back to me, peering underneath the thing that looked like a workbench. What the hell? I walked toward him as I spoke. Hey man, what's going on here?
Oh, nothing.
I bent down and saw he was staring at something that appeared to be a safe. Where are we? Okay, we're over here. We got some time. It's empty. Was there something in there before?
No, it was empty when I found it. Yeah.
Was it? Then what are you doing staring into an empty safe?
I was thinking. Specifically, I was thinking about who opened this safe.
Wouldn't that have been the team that went through the green door? I think that was Dio, Phi, and Clover.
No, that's unlikely. When we met up with Dio, he told us that he had been in the treatment center. The nameplate on the store says this is the Golem Bay, however.
So you're saying they didn't go here?
I believe that is the case. Which, as you can see, is why I was puzzled. If Dio, Phi, and Clover did not open the safe, who did?
Well, there's no point in thinking about it. We should get back.
Yes, there was another unlocked door, wasn't there?
Yep. Let's get moving then. So this is the treatment center, huh?
This is the room that Dio visited.
Don't you think that's kind of strange? Until now, all the chromatic doors have led to a single room each. So why are there two rooms on the other side of the green door?
An excellent question.
We can talk to the others later, I guess, and see if they know anything. Kay and I split up and began to look for places where Quark might have hidden, or small holes he might have escaped through. Huh? What are these?
They must be the treatment pods Dio mentioned.
Yeah. The window's all covered with frost on the inside. Can't see in.
Shall we open it?
Yeah, might as well. Quark? That's where Quark should be.
What?
No. Oh no. His bracelet, it's... oh god.
Hold on, Sigma. Calm down. Look at his chest. Can you see it moving?
Yeah. So he's alive.
What a relief. I'm so glad to know he's safe.
I laughed out loud and grabbed Kay in a bear hug, or at least as much of one as I could manage. He patted me on the back and shared what I thought might have been a relieved chuckle. If he's still alive, why is his bracelet off? Zero Jr. said it would only come off when you died.
Perhaps Zero Senior took it off?
What?
I
Why?
have no idea.
Maybe Zero Senior brought Quark here and put him in the pod thing too. Well, even if he did, we don't have any way to know why.
This pod is for medical treatment. Perhaps Quark has contracted some sort of illness.
He's sick? What has he got?
How would I know that? In any event, we should return and let the rest of our companions know that we found Quark. I imagine Tenmyoji in particular will be pleased.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I bet. Do you think you can carry him, or?
No, I believe it would be best to leave Quark here. As I mentioned, there is a chance he has fallen ill. If so, then removing him from the pod would be dangerous. The treatment he is currently undergoing could be compromised. I'll close the pod's cover then. Is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Wait, I just thought of something. Are you sure he's going to be all right?
What do you mean?
Well, what happens if he wakes up? Can he open that thing on his own?
He'll be fine. I noticed a lever inside that can be used to open the cover. So long as no one locks the pod, he should be able to leave whenever he wants.
If someone locks him in, he's screwed.
Yes, that is what I said. But you needn't worry. You see, I have not engaged the lock. Now, we should return to the Floor B warehouse. I imagine the others are already there.
Yeah, right. Let's go. Warehouse B.
You're late.
You're one to talk. How much earlier did you get back again? I'd be surprised if you searched at all. Yeah.
What is this?
Clover and Tenmyoji still aren't back.
So, find anything?
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah? Well, go on, spill it.
Explain to them how we'd found Quark in the treatment
I
center.
see. Oh, that's good to hear.
Jerk, making us all worried.
There is more.
And that is?
There is still some cause for concern.
Just spit it out.
Quark may have contracted an illness of some sort. As such, he has been left in the treatment pod.
Will he be alright?
Yeah, he'll probably...
Probably. Do you even...
Whatever, at least we found him. Pretty lucky he's alive, too.
What do you mean by that?
I mean what I said, genius. I'm glad he's not dead, aren't you?
As equivocal as ever, I see.
How kind of you to say so.
So, was Quark all you found? The way you were talking made it sound like there was something else.
Yeah, I'll explain that after Tenmyoji and Clover get back. There's something I wanted to ask you about first, though. When you went through the green door, did you search 2 different rooms?
2?
No, just the treatment center.
I see. Then what was the other one?
What do you mean, the other one?
You know where there's that intersection with 3 doors? Well, Kay and I went there. 2 of the doors were unlocked. You guys unlocked the one that went to the treatment center when you went through the green door. But the other one...
Who could have opened it?
Don't look at me. I told you, we only opened the one that went to the treatment center.
Could it have been Zero Senior?
I don't know.
So did you and Kay go through the other door?
Yeah.
What was in there?
Nothing really.
It appeared to be some sort of room for servicing something.
That doesn't make any sense. So what the hell was whoever opened that door looking for?
Who knows?
Tenmyoji and Clover are running rather late. Should we go and look for them?
No, there's something I want to check first.
It's never easy with you, is it?
Well, let's get it over with.
Okay.
This is the rec room.
Yes, it is.
Dio and I came here earlier when we were looking for quartz.
So why are we here?
Was there something here you needed to see?
I said nothing and instead made my way over toward the cabinet. Inside was the luminol. I reached in and pulled it out and then headed to the light switch and flipped it. The room went dark and I headed back to where the others were still standing.
Whoa, whoa, what is this? You gonna start telling ghost stories or something?
Why, are you scared of ghosts?
You're kidding me, right?
Let's get your bracelet. UT5, please.
Our bracelets?
Yeah, I want to see the underside of them.
What do you mean by that?
I mean the side on the bottom. So that doesn't have the display on it. Come on. You really gonna make me explain this?
I know what you mean. What I'm asking is what the hell you think you're...
Just do it. It's not hard.
Should I also participate?
No, you're fine, Kay. The bracelet is a little different from ours. But I'll join in just to make it fair. There was a brief moment of hesitation before Dio and Phi stuck out their arms. I held mine out as well, wrist pointed upward.
This okay?
Yeah. Just hold it like that for a moment. As fast as I could, I pulled the luminol from my pocket and sprayed it across all three of our wrists.
Cold. What the hell, man?
Dio jerked his arm back with a shout. Don't see anything glowing. Phi's bracelet is clean. So is mine, of course.
That leaves only Dio.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'll explain in a minute. Just show me your bracelet. Something wrong? Just show it to me. Come on, Dio. We don't have time
to
for this.
do what you tell me to.
Because I'm trying to prove your innocence.
Like hell you are. I don't know what you're looking for. But you're not gonna find it on me.
Then just show me your arm.
No! You don't get to order me around. I have rights.
As he spoke, Dio made a break for the exit. He didn't get far.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dio.
Seriously? A 2001 A Space Odyssey reference? Screenshotted. Alright. He spun around toward the other exit. Stop him.
Don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
All three of us leapt at Dio. I knew it. His bracelet is glowing. Then that means...
Let me go! Get off of me, you fuckers!
You killed the old lady.
No! You don't understand. This is all some kind of a mistake. Shit.
What's going on here? I
think it's about time you gave us the full story.
As quickly as I could, I explained to Fi what Kay and I had noticed on the old woman's wrist.
So the person with the bloody bracelet would have to be the person who killed her.
Yeah, exactly. Even if they whipped it off, I figured the luminol would still react to the blood. Looks like I was right. We've got you, Dio. You might as well confess. Well,
Alright, fine. You caught me. I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Are you
Why?
Zero?
No, I was under orders. I was sent here to do something.
to do what?
Who gave you this order?
I'll die before I tell you.
So your orders are more important than Alice and Luna's lives?
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I killed the old lady, but that's it. I don't know anything about what happened to Alice and Luna.
That wasn't you?
Tread carefully, Sigma. This man is not to be trusted. He has already shown he is willing to lie and kill.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me.
Even if we do believe you, you're still a killer. You just haven't killed as many people.
Exactly. He should be restrained somehow. If we leave him be, he may well kill again.
But where would we put
Is
him?
there a room we can lock or anything?
Ah, perhaps we could put him in one of the treatment pods. Once we've locked it, he should be unable to escape.
Oh yeah.
Hey, wait! I'll be good, I promise.
Yeah, I think you're onto something, Kay. Let's go with that.
Come on, please. Hey, listen to me.
Let you out when the white door is open. Someone's gonna need your bracelet to open the secondary
Fuck
door.
with me, you guys. There's no way in hell I'm going in that thing. Let go! Let me go! God damn it! Told you assholes to let me go!
Hmm.
You can't do this! Stop! Stop! Please stop! Please! No, you can't! Ah!
Well, I guess we did it.
Open this fucking thing! I said open it, goddammit! Ugh! You're gonna pay for this! When I get out of here, I'm gonna fucking end you!
I guess we figured out who the murderer was. And we found Quark.
Now all that's left to do is find Clover and Tenmyoji.
Yeah.
Why don't we head back to the warehouse and start from there? They may have already returned.
Good point.
Let's go.
Warehouse B. Looks like they aren't back yet.
Perhaps they went to look for us.
Now we've got to go look for them.
How much time until the white door's open?
50 minutes.
Then I don't think we really need to hurry yet. Why don't we wait a little longer? For all we know, they're on their way back right now.
Kay and I nodded.
By the way, there was something I wanted to ask you guys about.
Oh yeah?
Quark's bracelet. When we found him in the pod, he wasn't wearing it. Why?
How should I know?
Presumably, it had been taken off before we found him.
So we have no idea where it is.
Pretty much.
I see. That's not good. Without that bracelet, we won't be able to continue the game.
What?
We need 3 bracelets to open the secondary door. If we lose one...
Oh no, we wouldn't be able to go through the secondary doors.
Yeah.
Who would be pairing up with Quark?
Quark's bracelet should be a red solo. That would mean he'd be with the cyan pair.
Who's the cyan pair?
Clover and Tenmyoji.
The 2 people who are missing.
Quark's bracelet is gone, and his 2 teammates have disappeared.
What's going on? Does that mean Clover and Tenmyoji took the bracelet?
Well, if they found Quark before you did, yeah, there's a good chance they did.
Then why aren't they back yet?
Perhaps they've already gone through the white door.
What? No, that's not possible. Primary doors haven't even opened yet.
Perhaps someone opened one of them. I don't
How?
know. But it's happened before. Remember the 3 doors on the other side of the green
Hold on.
door? Someone made one of them open. Perhaps this is the same thing.
But it's against the rules.
Yes, I know. But if the person opening the doors is Zero Senior, do you really think the rules matter? Zero Senior controls the entire game.
So are you saying Clover or Tenmyoji is Zero Senior?
It is a possibility. It would explain why they still haven't shown up.
Could they really have taken Quark's bracelet and gone through one of the white doors?
If they did, we won't know where they went until the doors open for the rest of us.
So I would assume.
This is all just speculation, though. Maybe we should go look for them again. One of us can stay behind so that we don't miss them if they come back.
Okay. I'll stay.
Sigma and I will go see if we can find them then.
Make sure you get back 5 minutes before the door opens, all right? Oh, and don't forget to bring Dio with you.
Of course. And this is the pantry.
So it would appear.
Well, it looks like they're not here.
When we started looking for Quark, they were sent off to search everything beyond the red door, which would have meant this room.
Not gonna do us any good to hang around here, though. Let's head upstairs.
Very well.
No one here either. Temioji loves scotch, so I thought we might find him here drinking some. It was around that time that I noticed Kay was acting strangely. He was staring at a shelf of alcohol in a way that would have described as blankly if I could have actually seen his eyes. Hey, what's up? You want a drink?
No. Well, I would enjoy a drink, but this mask...
Sorry, Red sucks. Honestly, I'd gotten used to the suit. I kind of forgotten you were wearing it. Why the heck did they make you wear that thing anyway? Still don't remember anything?
Well, actually, I did remember a little.
Really?
Yes.
What did you remember?
My father.
Didn't mean to hit the thing. When dead, you remember that?
Don't joke. This is serious.
Sorry. So you remember who your father was?
Yes.
What about your mom?
I don't seem to have one.
So your dad raised you?
Well,
Kay stopped for a moment and then calmly folded his hands in front of him.
I was raised in the facility where my father worked. He was the only person who worked there, which meant he was the only person I saw until I was older. He was in the situation for as long as I could remember, though, so I never thought it odd.
He wouldn't allow me to go near him while he was working, but the only times he wasn't working were times when he was sleeping. I like little chibi, Kay. As such, the only communication I had was with the education software he'd given me. I suppose I was a fairly expressionless child then. We develop body language to communicate with others, and with no one else to communicate with, I suppose it makes sense. Once I learned to read and write, I began to realize that my situation was not normal. Many of my books mentioned a mother as part of a family, and in several, the mother, father, and children would eat meals together and talk to one another. Soon I found myself longing for a mother of my own. Someone who would always be with me, who would scold me if I did something wrong. At night they would read to me before bedtime. If only I had a mother like that, I thought, I would be so happy. So for the first time in my life, I asked my father for something. He had finished working and, as usual, was making his way toward his bedroom when I stopped him and asked him for a mother. He looked at me silently for a long moment before finally responding, "Okay." I remember to this day how happy I was at that moment. A few months later, he called me into his laboratory. It was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. My heart was beating quickly as I stepped inside. Standing next to him was a young woman. My hopes soared. But when he said her name, or rather her ID number, they were dashed. He had given me a robot to play the part of a mother. I didn't want a mother that was just a machine who did what a human told her to do. When I told my father that, he looked surprised for the first time in my life. Then he frowned, coughed, and admonished me for being a whiner. He never scolded me for anything before. At first I was surprised, then angry. Hot tears streamed down my face. My father ordered the robot to take care of me and shoot us out of his lab. It was very convincing. She smiled and spoke as if she were a real person, but I refused to answer her and locked myself in my room. You can talk to a robot and it will respond. But in the end, you're still talking to a machine, not a person. If that was what I wanted, I still had my education software my father had given me. When I ignored the robot as it tried to take care of me, it looked sad. It couldn't really be sad, of course. It was only programmed to look that way. The robot's facade of sadness didn't mean anything to me. After that, I stopped expecting anything from my father. We'd never really spoken to begin with, so it was easy enough for me to make sure we never saw one another. I lived my life as if he didn't even exist. Perhaps it seems strange to you that I continued to live with him. But I never considered leaving. Perhaps in the hidden depths of my heart, I longed for a relationship with my father. Everything changed when I was 18. I left my room one morning to find a woman standing outside of it. She was the first human I'd ever seen, apart from my father, and I was understandably surprised. For a moment I thought my father had created a new robot, but when I told her that, she laughed and explained that she had come to help him. As it turned out, she was a very mysterious person. She was much older than I was, but something about the way she behaved was almost girlish. She would tell me stories about the world outside in such a way that I was never sure if she was telling the truth or making up fantastic lies. Ultimately, though, the truth didn't matter. I loved her stories. She wasn't helping my father directly with his research, so I spent most of my days with her. Before long, I discovered she'd known my father when he was young. She told me stories of how he'd fallen in love as a younger man. And I began to imagine that person he'd fallen in love with had to be her, and that she was, in fact, secretly my mother. After she settled in with us, our long-established routine began to change drastically. First, we started eating together. Before then, I had never shared a meal with anyone in 18 years. She scolded me for my table manners, or more accurately, the lack thereof. If I was going to get with others, she said, I would need to be more polite. Having eaten alone for my entire life, manners had never been something I'd even thought about. My father got in trouble too when he made the mistake of reading through research papers during dinner. The look of surprise and embarrassment on his face made me burst into laughter. I can remember the last time I'd shared a laugh with my father. It might have been the first time. The room we considered our living room changed too. Before it had just been another room, but she made it comfortable. And after we finished our dinner, I would sit on the sofa and relax with her and my father. Those times were the ones I cherished the most. For a while, every day, I got the family I longed for ever since I was a child. At her suggestion, I started to help with my father's research. He specialized in genetic engineering, and I discovered I had an interest in it as well. Time faded away as I lost myself in research. Now that we were working and studying together, my father and I had a great deal to talk about. For the first time in my life, we began to speak with one another like a father and son. Whenever I impressed him with something I'd learned, I felt a surge of happiness, and it drove me to study even harder. My days felt full, right, and meaningful, but most importantly, I was happy. Four years passed in the blink of an eye until one day I happened to overhear my father and the woman speaking in the laboratory. Their tone was serious, so I listened closer, curious to know what they were talking about. That was when I heard her say that she planned to give her life to achieve their goals. It was clear that she wasn't being metaphorical. She would have to die. I was in shock. The research I had thrown myself into would lead to her death. I asked my father to stop his research immediately. He refused to listen. She agreed with him. She told me that she had been prepared for what she had to do since the day she came to our facility. My father had known about it from the beginning as well. Angry and disappointed, I began to investigate what exactly the research I'd been helping with was working toward. Perhaps I thought I could figure out a way to keep her alive. I discovered much more than I'd bargained for. To begin with, I learned that the ultimate success of my father's research would require a good deal of sacrifice. And I also learned that my own existence was just another part of his project. Having created to function as my father's spare, if he died during his research, I was intended to continue it in his place. I was stunned. I was furious with my father and with her, and given with the research I'd poured myself into for 4 years. There was only one thing to do: destroy the facility and my father's horrible research once and for all. Made plans to destroy the main reactor, and with it, the entire facility. She saw right through me. My father was livid and locked me in my room until his research was complete. All I could think of was how I might stop him. She did her best to convince me that I had misunderstood, that everything would be fine. As much as I wanted to believe her, I remember in the back of my mind that she had been the one who pushed me to become involved in my father's research. Had that been an earnest desire to give me something to do with my life, or... Still, I couldn't bring myself to hate her. She had given me a reason to live. Even if she had conspired with my father to mold me into his replacement, the warmth she had shown me had been real. She made me feel as if I had a real family, and that was something I wouldn't have given up for the world. I pleaded with her to leave, but she quietly shook her head. There was someone very special to her, she told me. He had saved her life once, and she felt her death would help to repay that favor. She would have liked nothing more than to marry him and live a happy, normal life together, but she couldn't. For his sake, she said. For the sake of the future she had wanted, she was determined to see my father's research succeed. I realized then that although she was the most important person in my life, there was someone more important than me in hers. She tried to explain that beyond what we could see was a future where no one would have to die, but I refused to listen. What good was a potential future for me? It was what I had now that I wanted. I couldn't stand to think that she would give her life for a man I'd never even seen. So I shut myself off from the world. Perhaps that is why I lost my memory. Kay let out a deep, tired sigh.
I'm sorry. I lost track of time.
Where are we?
Not having any memories is less than desirable, but it could be argued that regaining them is almost more taxing.
So you remember almost everything?
No, the details are still indistinct, especially more recent events. Sigma, I'm sorry, but would it be alright if I laid down for a bit?
What's wrong?
I don't feel very well. It must be because I remembered so much so quickly. My head feels like it's going to explode. Yes, I think I just need to rest.
Okay, take as long as you need. I'll go look for Clover and Temioji myself.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
He lowered himself heavily onto the red sofa in the corner of the room. Well, guess I better get moving then. Stepped out of the room and... What are you doing? You're supposed to be waiting back in the room.
I know. I just decided to go check on you guys. I waited a long time and nobody showed up. Judging by your face, you haven't found them either. Damn.
Yeah.
Where's Kay?
He's in the lounge.
Decided to split up?
Well, not quite. Instead of waiting for my answer, she opened the door to the lounge and walked in.
What's up with him?
I guess he's not feeling too well. He said he wanted to
Is
rest
he
for
alright?
I think so. Should leave him alone right now, though. Remember, there's a real person inside that suit. Sure, he's just...
Tired, huh? How are you feeling?
What?
I feel tired just looking at you. Your face is like a week-old sock.
Thanks. Really? Well, I guess I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little exhausted. I mean, all of a sudden I wake up and I'm trapped in some weird-ass game, and then dead bodies start turning up. Honestly, I'm amazed I managed to hold on to my sanity for this long. Just about everything here makes absolute zero sense. The more I try and figure out any of it out, the more I feel like my brain is just going to melt and run down my ears. You know what I'm talking about, right? We managed to figure out who the killer was, but there was still 100 other questions we have no idea about. Where the hell are we? Why are we even here? What's this whole Nonary game thing for? And what is Zero Senior up to? Hell, how about who Zero Senior is? Rabbit said he was one of us, but... You think it's
Who
Dio?
knows?
Besides, we still don't know why Dio killed them. He said he was ordered to do it, but... There's more too. What about the old lady? Who is she? What's her deal? Hell, what are any of our deals? I don't know jack shit about anybody here. I don't even know anything about you, Fi.
Are you serious? You can't honestly suspect me, can you?
No, that's
I'm
not
just
it.
like you. I was kidnapped on December 25th and brought here too.
She trailed off. You heard that, right?
It came from the hallway.
Let's go have a look.
There's nobody here. Let's try
Anything
hitting
on
the
the
button. If the door doesn't open immediately, then we'll know the elevator's downstairs. Thought so.
Let's go. Which way? Where do you think they went?
Let's just head for the green door. Because the treatment center's there. That's where Dio and Quark are. You aren't worried? I just want to make sure they're safe.
Timmy Azure Clover probably made that noise. I don't think they'd hurt Quark or Dio.
Are you sure? Dio admitted to killing the old woman, but he still insists that he didn't kill Alice or Luna. What if he's telling the truth?
You serious you're gonna believe him?
Doesn't matter. Just want to know if they're safe. No harm in being careful.
Alright, fine. We headed to the first pod. And lifted it back.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was probably getting worried for nothing. How about Dio?
portals!
This pointless to check his pulse. He was obviously dead, but I did it anyway. Yeah, he's dead.
Look, the oxygen level for his pod says 0%.
Is he asphyxiated?
Someone must have tampered with the pod and lowered the oxygen levels.
Who?
Look, we should go tell Kay about this. Come on, let's go.
Without waiting for me to follow, I turned and ran off. Okay, wake up. Something's happened. He didn't move. I grabbed him by his shoulder and shook. He twitched and quickly sat up.
What is it?
He explained how he'd found Dio dead and how it looked like he'd died of asphyxiation. It appeared that someone had reduced the oxygen level of his pod to 0.
What? But why? I thought that Dio was the one who killed the old woman, Alice, and Luna. Then who killed him if he was the murderer?
The only people who could have done it are Clover and Temioji.
There's also Quark.
Wait, no. That's impossible. You're suggesting Quark woke up, opened his pod from the inside, killed Dio, and then went back to sleep?
No, I'm just saying that strictly speaking, it's a possibility. So just, you know, take it into consideration.
Well, in that case, fine. I hate to say it, but doesn't that mean that you could...
Me?
Yes. You could have done it any time after Sigma and I left the Floor B warehouse.
Don't give me that. I was waiting for Clover and Tenmyoji to show up. They never did though, so I got impatient and went to find you guys. Then I bumped into Sigma in front of the lounge.
She went on to explain about the sound we'd heard.
I see. So you heard something. Then perhaps it is likely that Clover and Tenmyoji were at fault.
Were the two of you together the whole time you were investigating?
Yes, we were.
You never split up or anything?
No.
In any event, we don't have a great deal of time to discuss it.
We only got 7 minutes until the primary door is open.
Alright. Let's get back to the Floor B warehouse. Maybe Clover and Tenmyoji are already there.
Oh, where is Dio's bracelet?
Is what?
Huh?
You didn't take it? Dio was a green solo. Phi and I are the magenta pair.
Shit. You're right. Without Dio's bracelet, we won't be able to open the secondary door.
I fear not.
We need to hurry. Grab the bracelet.
All three of us don't need to go. You two go on ahead. I'll get the bracelet.
Alright.
Oh, one other thing. I need to give you these.
The yellow pair of bracelets. These are Alice and Luna's.
Yes. Without these, you would be stuck. So, here you are. Please, take them.
Grab the bracelets and shove them into my pocket.
Alright, let's get going.
Shit, they're still not here.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said.
The Quark's bracelet?
Or
what? You're not giving me that. Maybe they're already dead. Crap, I got enough of that from Dio. You've got to be kidding me. This isn't funny. If you're right, then you, Kay, Quark, and I are the only people left alive in here.
hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive too, but
Heard a noise and turned.
I apologize for keeping you.
did you get Dio's bracelet?
Well, technically, yes, but...
Huh?
Best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
What?
What the hell?
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this.
But why?
I
There's no
can't
point.
say for sure, but if I were to guess...
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
That means Kay and I will...
Oh no. Shit. You're gonna...
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted. Whoever killed Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
How can you be so calm? In 5 minutes you're gonna be...
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the secondary door with those. So just...
Fuck that. You know I can't just ditch you guys like that.
But if you stay here, you'll...
You think I don't know that? What if... What kind of monster am I if I just leave you here to die? Ugh. God damn it. It's bad. What was I gonna do? I needed to calm down. Just calm down. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them.
The first is an anesthetic called Soparil Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurine. I knew it!
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. I took off running toward the exit.
Sigma! Where are you going?
Stay here. I'll be right back. Bolted out of the warehouse toward the treatment room. Go put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on. You still have it. It was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. Dug frantically through Dio's code until... Aha! Found it. Oh. It's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit. Can't save both of them.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
Spun around and shot out of the treatment center.
Three, 2, 1. Chromatic doors closing.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
It was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Superol. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble and then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. No, I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tuberculine. Even with every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Key and file lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who's going to choose? Phi or K? No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi. I didn't even have a choice. After all, K's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. Sorry, K. Wait. Dragged myself toward Phi. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. No time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
What the hell?
Injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle
Why
relaxant.
did you pick me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on K. It'd never get through the metal.
Why didn't you inject yourself?
I guess you've got a point. Honestly, I didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Sometimes.
No. Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna.
Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered and closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of breathing. Good if I was gonna be alright, but K. Looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Open. There's a hole here on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you've inserted something. It says open, so maybe you put in some kind of key in there.
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Wait, did he? What one could he have? How he got it, it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that K had been able to remove his armor. And he had. Holy shit, and that would mean Dio's killer is coaxed as much strength as I had. Wake up, talk to me. Grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and
Sigma.
smiled. Just need to know it. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping there, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go the same way I had, so you took the other door. I know, you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters. You headed for the elevator. I bumped into Fi and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you, or we saw your armor, I guess by then. You would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod, although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before Fi and I noticed something was up. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. And you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge so you could get in through the rear door. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Okay, wake up. Something's happened. Pretend to wake up very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
Yes, your reasoning is correct. I killed him.
Why?
Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me. I couldn't.
Who did he kill?
The old woman. She was like mother to me. She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
What are you saying? Yes.
She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma, unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand? This is... You must pay attention. You cannot forget.
Forget. It wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be able to remember anything for more than a few seconds?
You see a lion with two heads devouring the sun. Remember these letters. Milkevoli.
Milkevoli.
This will open the second gate.
What the hell? Hey, Kay. Who told you to tell me this? Who are you? Show me. Show me who you really are. I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. There we go. What? No, it's impossible. Their face. It's my face. Hold on 1 second. I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug. Tubocurarine. My vision began to blur and my head felt unnaturally heavy. The world faded away and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. K end through the looking glass. Got the K ending. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Got some other things I need to do tonight, or want to do tonight. And then when we pick this up next time, we still have to get the Luna ending. And then the Phi ending. And we'll see where all the rest of this leads us tomorrow. Or maybe later tonight. Don't know. We'll see.